Alright, so how y'all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well. Now in today's video we are trying out the HOWZER again, and this time in the front. I'm gonna see how he goes. I honestly don't have the highest expectations for him. We are using Escanor in the back, and quickly jumping into HOWZER, if you guys don't know what he does. First card here is an alt gauge depletion card. Second one here is a detonate AoE, and he has the same ultimate as any other HOWZER due to the fact that, you know, he is the same name. I feel as if though they definitely could have made him a new name HOWZER and gave him better substats, but it is what it is. And for the passive here, increase damage dealt by 30% when an ally uses a detonate skill. So passive is the main kind of, you know, reason you would use this HOWZER. We do have a HP defense set on him, just chucked Gothers on. And for the closet, nothing crazy, kind of just got all the free-to-play costumes and one of the purchase sets, but hey. Escanor in the back, mainly to help us out with CC a little bit, but we are using Arthur instead of Twiggo. Now, main reason for that being, yes, I do have the Holy Relic for Twiggo and he would still get those 2 turns of tanking, but Arthur just has more CC, and when it comes to tanking capabilities, he just has better stats and will do a better job of tanking. With Barn being in the front with Twiggo and HOWZER, there'd just be 2 squishy units and they'd both end up dying way too early. If we had Barn Holy Relic, I'd probably consider it, but I just feel like Arthur's a better option, but hey, let's jump right into it. Here we go, and let's see it now. The last Barn showcase, we got off to a really good start, and we ended up losing the final 2 matches, so hoping we can do a tiny bit better on this one. Got some pretty good card draw as well, which is nice. I mean, I feel as if though the HOWZER, he definitely has use in the front, especially with the alt gauge depletion. One of the main things the Barn team lacks is that utility. Having, if HOWZER was to say maybe have like a stance cancel card as his other one, he could very well be one of the best units for the front, especially going up against like other Barn teams. Being able to remove the nameless dance and then remove alt gauge from the Barn himself would be so insanely helpful for this team. Let's see though, what are we looking at in terms of, okay, so we can't rush any ultimates. I'm thinking we might just go triple AoE and see if we can finish it off that way. But yeah, this HOWZER, he definitely could have been better. I understand them not wanting to make him super OP, but he still does a pretty good job of like increasing the Barn's damage. Main reason I didn't do the merger there is because we're not getting the ultimate anyway due to dissolve. But yeah, no, like when it comes to using the Barn team, one of my favorite people to use in the front alongside him and Arthur is the Red Eastern now. Main reason for that being is, once again, she has that alt gauge depletion card, which is so helpful. But her other card is a cleanse card. It also gives extra defense on like level 2 and 3. I think it's 30% defense for level 2 and 50% defense for the level 3. That is just defense, not defense related stats, otherwise she'd be so insanely good. But now in the last video I did end up going for a depletion on Escanor and ended up getting the merger. So just to play it safe, we're gonna go for the double here, just in case worse comes to worse. Okay, never mind, we're fine. We are getting pretty close to ending this match, so I will throw out these HOWZER cards before the Barn ultimate. But like, in that scenario there, we didn't have any nameless dancers, so we couldn't have like, you know, redirected the ultimate to Arthur. And even if he was 6/6, he definitely would have taken out Arthur and probably Barn even, or HOWZER as the secondary unit from the death effect. So definitely helpful having him there. Like, he's not just a downright terrible unit. He's definitely still in like the top Barn supports. There aren't like an awful lot, and he's still definitely viable. If you are, say, like a mega HOWZER fanboy, he's definitely viable in the front. You can definitely run him. I can imagine as well, if you had like the UR gift for him, he'd be even better. I'm just not going to make a HP defense set for HOWZER. I was originally going to make a attack crit one for farming, but in saying that, he already does enough damage, so that's whatever. But there we go. Oh damn, we actually, oh yeah, due to the revive. Okay, that's alright, let's get on to the next match. But yeah, no, they've definitely been doing a really good job of releasing characters. Like, just the way they've been building characters now has been, like, they've been doing a great job. There was definitely a period like for like a month where like they were just releasing units and like they'd either like not have the stats to compete or substats, or just like they didn't really fit in a team, or like, you know, didn't have like very good card effects or anything. It does look to be a real player from the CC and whatnot. What do we want to go for starting off though? We'll just go for that, why not? But they've been like, ever since they kind of released, I'm trying to think of how many like units back it was they kind of picked up their game. Like around, ever since Ragnarok DN, there hasn't been a unit that's like failed in my opinion. Like all the units have either been super fun, Brunhald, Mono. Eastern, they did a good job of her. She just got released at a bad time. If there was no Margaret, she'd probably be like one of the best units in the game. Just due to the fact of how Margaret's made and the buff and the cleanse and all that, she really just doesn't stand a chance. And the fact that Gotha got released right after the Festival Gotha I'm talking about, and Festival Gotha has literally got the same card, just better. It makes sense due to the fact that he is a festival. He's obviously going to get a better version. But what can you do? Other than Eastern though, there really hasn't been like anything even close to bad. This house is probably the closest thing to Eastern. And that's just cause like, there's just better support for the Barn team. Like the Barn team at the moment, with all the Holy Relics and stuff, is the best team. I'm not gonna say like, just undeniably, and unfortunately he got the extra stun there. God damn, that is some good card RNG. I'm going to go for... I'm going to save the extra HOWZER ult gauge depletion, just in case. If he gets the merge off, it's whatever. He can have his Elizabeth ultimate. 140, yeah. Granted, you know, my HOWZER is 1/6. Could probably expect a little bit of damage as well. You know, he is on a HP defense set. Thank God we didn't get a merger for Elizabeth there or Gotha. Got the Barn ultimate. If he has another stun, some of these like previous showcases, I've been versing against these teams and they've just been, I've been losing to like quite a few of them. They're just so annoying. Like the stun, the shield, the revive, it actually does my head in. What do we want to go for though? We can take the Gotha ultimate. We can still kill with the Barn cards, especially with the extra support of HOWZER. We're kind of trying to show off those AoE cards more, but the second he gets up like a reflector or something, we can't throw out any cards. It's that simple. At least if he's like 4/6 or above, the reflector can just kill so easily. It's crazy how good it is. Unfortunately as well, I do only have my Elizabeth 4/6, which it's whatever. With the fact that, you know, they're not releasing the festivals, like side festivals anymore, it's definitely going to be difficult for me to get more. And I wasn't really paying attention then, but did he miss something? I mean, my Barn very well could not kill here, just due to the fact that we don't have any like gift cards up. But we are going to get the double damage from him having his shield, so... Yeah, as I thought, that was definitely a real player. Maybe it was just a misplayer that like I didn't really pay too much attention to. Lost Vein in the back. It's also been ages since I've used Lost Vein. I might have to try and bring him out for a showcase in a couple of videos. He hasn't got any like new costumes or anything that I can like, you know, make a video wanting to showcase Meliodas and just using the costume as an excuse. But as well as that, like he just hasn't got any teams. Like when you're thinking like support units for teams, Lost Vein isn't really a unit that comes to mind. More people that use Lost Vein in the back nowadays, usually people who just have him built and they're chucking him in the back because it's like a good boost to CC. Like a character with like low CC that you've built out is way better than a character with high CC that you haven't built out. Like that's just the way it is, and we should be able to kill with this card here. Lost Vein's still surviving. He has an amazingly good passive. Like if that Lost Vein's passive was to get put on a unit nowadays, you'd probably expect a little bit more, or you'd... Like, he's so perfectly built, the Lost Vein, for a 1-year anniversary. Having the low crit resistance also gives him, like, the weakness of being able to take heaps of crit damage, but if you were to rebuild a unit like that Lost Vein, you'd have to put something extra on the passive and give him really high crit defense, because he can take some whopping hits from Escanor. Really long loading time on this one, but if we could get a flawless video with HOWZER in the front, it might change my opinion on how good he is. It's just... having him have such a useless, like, second card really downplays him. Like, units nowadays need every single part of their kit to be good, to be viable. It's just the way it is. Like, looking at Margaret, from the Breath of Bless to the passive, to the fact she has a Grace as well, her attack card, they're all insanely good. It's like, same with Goddess Liz. Like, for the time she released, having a good, you know, first card, second card, passive, pretty good substats. Her crit resistance is a little bit low. But other than that, like, she's absolutely insane. Being blue, obviously, any unit that's red, the second you give them bad crit resistance or like slightly low defensive capabilities, the one just runs over all of them. And it's kind of good that the HOWZER is blue. Due to the fact he's an old HOWZER, he obviously has the bad substats. That does save him a lot, but let's see here. Pretty cool full festival team he's running. We actually did try to run a... Do I want to maximize card draw? No, never mind, we should definitely keep the name on the stance up. I tried running a full festival team with like Gotha, Barn, and Margaret. I definitely feel as if though I could have done better in that video. We did get fairly unlucky, and I feel like with that team as well, like Barn teams in general, you do need very good card RNG, but we were just versing teams and we just kept getting like such bad luck, or like the opponent had like a really good play or just something along that. I definitely feel as if the team was more powerful than I made it out to be. Still definitely not a top tier team. Obviously, none of the units have synergy together. I'm surprised as well how well Purgatory, Barn, Margaret, and Gotha works as a team. That shocks me, but with, you know, the thing as well about Barn's card is like, if you're not buffing yourself, you die, but if you're 6/6, you get the double damage. He is just a menace. Like, power creep has really happened. I'm happy that, like, the first big step was with this Barn, and still not killing, but that's just one card. We can finish off the Escanor in this next turn. So 3 for 3 at the moment. The last HOWZER showcase did go the same way. We end up getting the first 3 really good matches, and then getting destroyed in the final 2, and it's due to card RNG. Like, the Barn team, especially if you're to use something like Barn, Arthur, and Grimoire in the front, literally the only good cards you have are the 2 Barn cards and Nameless Dance. Grimoire's just there for the passive. You play a Twig on the back for the passive. Arthur's there for his passive and for the Nameless Dance, and then Barn's there just as like the carry. So probably not the best team, but hey, let's go on to the next one. One thing as well that's happening on the JP version is they got their second half to the Halloween update, and along that they got the Halloween Slater and the Halloween Deanne. Now, Slater is just another like way of proving that their job at building characters has been so good. That the SSR Slater, although he is still the like old school state like Slater with the old stats, his passive actually ties into that and makes him having bad stats be good. If you guys have read SR Slater, which is another crazily good unit for the Barn team, being able to completely stop the Margaret Breath of Bless cards is so good, and his passive increases extra crit damage, which is really nice. What do I want to go for here though? I think we might just go for that. Just tried to think of something. Him having the counter up and us having the dissolve on us is really annoying. But yeah, no, the Slater was made so well. Like, what his passive is whenever you take a crit, you take 80% less damage, which 80% is absolutely huge. So we'll have to, it looks really good on paper. In play, it might be different just due to how much damage he does take, but him having low crit resistance makes it so he's guaranteed hit. So he basically just has an 80% damage reduction at all times, which sounds absolutely crazy. Once again, we will have to see how it works on paper. Did we really get dissolved again? And Dragon Clawed, okay. This man's pulling out all the shenanigans on us. We'll use the Arthur card in this turn. I might do, no, that's probably a waste. We'll go for this. I'm hoping he doesn't have like a Chandler taunt this next turn, because he's going to try and rush ultimates and we want to remove those, obviously. But along with the Slater, they actually got the Halloween Deanne, which, although isn't as made as well as Slater, she seems like a very like damage dealer character, and everything about her is really well made, except for the fact she has an attack disable. Now, the attack disable is still extremely good for her. She's still an amazing character. On paper, I'd give her A tier at the moment. Once again, haven't seen how she works very well. I could use her and be just completely blown away. We're gonna go for the Barn cards here, just in hopes that we kill. At least we can see how much damage we get anyways. Other than that, like, she is so well built. From the single target card, the passive, the stats, the animations as well look absolutely just amazing. But yeah, no, both those units super well built. The Matrona as well for the part 1 of Halloween is obviously made for the Hasvarga raid. I'm fine like them releasing units for certain activities and making the passive only good in them is like, I definitely wasn't happy with it when they released Brunhild, but just seeing how Brunhild came out, I definitely have high hopes for it. Like, we will just have to see. Obviously, once again, haven't tried Halloween Matrona, but she does look very promising. Chandler ultimate not killing us there. Holds on to the Margaret. Okay, that was, thank God we survived there. He does have the level 3 Breath of Bless on him. I don't think we can win this one. Yeah, look, we'll throw out the Barn cards here. If Barn manages to survive, great. That's exactly what we needed. We could most likely bring back the match. He has Escanor and Margaret in the front. If he has any attack cards for them, we're gonna die. If he has the Dragon Claw effect, he removes our Rupture from the ultimate, which in turn then attacking into a Margaret. Definitely not gonna be the strongest ult. And just due to how Margaret's like, the jump between a level 2 and 3 in Breath of Bless is so insane. Like, especially when attacking type disadvantage into her, you almost get just no damage in return. If we had Barn Holy Relic though, we could, if we had Barn Holy Relic and had like HOWZER die there, I feel as if though we could have got the one tap. We'll just have to see though. If we do, by all means, I'm super impressed, but just like having the HOWZER's passive not boost his ultimate as well is like one of the big things. That's why I was saying like SR Greymore is most likely better than him. We actually managed to bring it back. Unless HOWZER's ultimate doesn't kill Margaret here, which I would be beyond disappointed. There we go. I think we're on to our final match now. Surely we get a flawless video. It's been a couple of videos actually since we had a flawless one, and coming up against this team, definitely going to be a hard one to get it against, although we did have really good card draw on the extra gift card. Does look to be a real player as well from how laggy it is. We'll just have to wait and see, but I actually did use this team. I think this was the first Gotha team I ended up using, and although like I barely wrapped my head around how Gotha works, I feel like I have a pretty good like, you know, stand on how they work now, just due to the fact I've done a fair few videos on them. Definitely could have done better with that team. There's definitely a lot of good synergy, but I feel as if though the Gotha also does really good with having the Truth Seeker Merlin instead. Having the attack disable as well is really nice, and you get 2 dissolves at that point, which like Gotha having like all the card depletion and stuff is like super strong, but also having all the ult control is really helpful. Puts the dissolve on us. I might just try and go full send with the barn cards and see if we can get a kill on anyone. Mainly trying to see if we can kill Gotha here. Gotha though having really good crit resistance. Merlin obviously having the really strong passive. And did we not just get frozen there for attacking Melia twice? Is that not how it works? Please give us a barn card. Sweet, okay. We can try and rush his ultimate again. That's if we don't get dissolved. I've been having so much fun with Gotha though. Gotha's definitely top 3, and although like you don't see him run an awful lot, like in all my previous videos, only seen him like a handful of times, and like that does lead to the question like, is Gotha meta? Playing them is a whole different feeling. Like you may verse a Gotha and end up winning. Do we still have the dissolve on us? God damn, that's annoying. I might just try and maximize card draw instead. Just get rid of these cards. Try and lower the ultimates as much as possible. I definitely say you have to try Gotha out. Like I was talking about in like my original video showcasing them. It's more a unit that you don't so much see what they're doing. Like when using Margaret or Barn, you're like, oh look, we're taking so much less damage. Oh look, I just one-tapped his team with an AoE card. Gotha is a lot more background stuff and just like disabling the cards. Obviously, you're not seeing what you're disabling because you can't see what kind of cards they have, but like it all just happens in the background. Like with his passive slowly building up the attack and the HP. I definitely feel like Gotha deserves just a tiny bit. Like, he's definitely top 3. Honestly, in my opinion, I'd say all of the top 3 units at the moment. It's up to you where you put them. If you're a Barn fanboy, Margaret fanboy, Gotha fanboy, whoever you have built as well, it comes down to, you really just have to see. And did we not rush Barn in that last turn? I swear we did. That's alright. Hopefully we can still pull this one through. HOWZER's about to die though, which is unfortunate. But, you know, all the 3 recent festivals, it's up to you where you put them. I'm just going to leave it at that. He's taking quite a while to throw his hand out though. I'm actually surprised at like how poorly Barn did damage to Gotha. Getting rid of the HOWZER there. We are going to have Escanor come to the front, which is helpful. Does he have enough ult gauge to remove? Yeah, he does. That's alright. We would run the, yeah, we would have got the ultimate as well there. Nothing we can do about the Gotha ultimate. Gotha ultimate doesn't remove ultimates though, when it's like removing all of its card effects. We'll throw these ones out here. I doubt we're going to kill anyone once again. Might end up losing on this final match. He's like, even though like the Gotha like is made to counter the Margaret team and does worse against the Barn team, just being type disadvantage and Barn being like more of a less utility in like all of its cards and more just bursty damage, we're probably going to end up losing this match as well. Let's see though. The one thing about Gotha though is the ultimate is so goddamn weak. Like ult rushing with the Gotha team, unless it's the 2 side units, like Lolly Merlin's ultimate insanely strong, especially at 6/6. The shield you get from it's super good, and Amelia at 6/6 is Lost Rain's ultimate. It's gonna one tap, but look at that. We weren't full health. I remember that much, but did we even take any damage? The real question: did we end up taking any damage? That's alright though. One thing as well saving it from barn teams is the fact that, you know, we can't get the rupture effect at 6-6. Throwing these ones off though, it looks like we got the flawless video. I honestly did not expect that from HOWZER on the front. Could have just been a lucky turn of matches. I don't feel... We definitely removed ultimates, and like it saved us some of the matches, but we didn't do an awful lot. Who knows? Maybe HOWZER secretly god tier, and no one knows, but there we go. Let's just wrap up the video. There we go, and that just about does it for today's video. I mean, definitely a good barn support. I would say though, when using barn supports, you can really use whoever you like. Twigger with Holy Relic in the front's amazing. SR Slater's amazing. The SSR Slater that should be coming out in like 2-3 weeks, amazing. Red Eastern is really good. It's really up to you who you pick, but hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please hit like button, subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.